What is going on, y'all? Today is chest and triceps again, of course. Today, Thursday. So, what else will we be doing on a beautiful Thursday? Well, so, I want to get into something. I have actually one thing I really want to talk about. I think a couple things that'll come to my mind. The first one is, so I recently had a talk with a guy on my Snapchat. He texted me, and he goes, I need motivation to get into the gym. And he didn't know what to do. He didn't know where to start or anything like that. So I told him, I mean, it's easy to get motivation, right? You can just go on TikTok, go on YouTube, get like a little speech, something, right? You can get motivated, right? But what happens even if that day, that motivation wears off as soon as you get to the gym? You're like, maybe I don't want to do this today, right? What happens when you have no motivation, right? I know it's very important to have that motivation in the first maybe week or two, and then it starts becoming more of a routine thing, right? Like a more disciplined thing. But I know in like the first week, you're not disciplined entirely unless you're doing other things beforehand that challenges you in a way where you don't have to do it, right? That's the thing that's about the gym is, for me personally, I always did stuff I didn't have to do that I did anyways, right? Like when I was, I don't know, when I was in basketball, I didn't have to practice by myself all the time, but I did, and it became a routine thing, right? So I already knew what it was like to get into something and not really expect much from it, or just get into something and not having to do it, but I did it anyways because I knew the reward was I'd get better at it, or I'd, whatever, right? And after a while of just telling yourself, just do it, right? Like the Nike logo. That's a seriously true slogan. If you just do it, it'll eventually become easier to do it, right? It's going to still be the same hard work every time that you go in. You just get more compatible to doing that, right? So after so long for doing it, it just starts becoming a routine thing, a non-negotiable thing, right? You schedule your day around that thing. So if you're listening, bud, seriously, it might not feel like it in the first, 2-3 weeks. It still feels like you have to motivate yourself to get in. But after a certain point, for me, I don't even think about I got to go to the gym today. It just starts becoming, I'm going to go to the gym in 30 minutes. And you have no afterthought about that. Now, there are certain days where I have to maybe motivate myself to go a little bit harder. But I've never had to really think like, man, do I really go today? I've had moments where I'm like, man, maybe I should take a rest day because I'm overworking, right? Because when I'm actively already in the parking lot of a gym or something, I'm like already planning on going, right? No matter what, in that certain moment. So it's like, it just becomes something that you can't really think about not going without, because it's like, it feels weird if you don't do it, after a certain period of time, because it's like I said, it's in your schedule, it's in your routine. So, and the other thing I wanted to talk about was, I guess it kind of does go with that kind of, coexist with like the not going and stuff. It's the rest days and stuff. I always say 1 to 2 rest days is fine. And if, your schedule aligns with only being able to go to the gym 4 days a week, then that's fine still. I think you should bare minimum be hitting the gym 4 days a week. Very hard sessions, at least, in that 4 days, right? I think you should train as hard as you can every session, but I understand not everybody has the same goals as I do, right? Not everybody wants to be a bodybuilder. Some people just like to get a little leaner or just be a little bit more fit. But the less you go, I think you kind of have to train more hard, because if you go 6 days a week and you train 50%, right, you're going to be making more progress than the guy who goes 4 days a week and only trains 50%, because you're going a little bit more and you're doing a little more. I mean, the main thing about the gym is always the intensity, but I kind of went off to a different conversation, but what I was going to get to was, I don't think I've ever went to the gym and like been in the parking lot. I don't think I've ever been into the gym and said, man, I need to take a rest day as soon as I get there. Now, there's been sessions where I may hurt myself on something and I'll either stop doing that certain exercise, or I will just have to stop right then and there to, you know, not keep injuring myself on the same thing, right? Like if my shoulders or something is very, like if they hurt tremendously, like I can't do anything, then I'll look what I can do without shoulders. And then, you know, because I had this lower back injury a little while ago. I forget what I did to it. I think it was a lower back one, but it hurt if I breathed too hard either. And so I was like, maybe I have a herniated disc or something, or maybe I just have, or maybe pulled something, or, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna take a rest day tomorrow and just finish off with biceps. And I couldn't do standing bicep curls. I was like, what is going on? So I substituted that with doing just like really light hammer curls. And I was still able to hit a little biceps, but I couldn't hit everything I wanted to, you know? So, but, you know, if you're watching this, the guy I talked to, because I don't like to say people's names. I don't like to, you know, I don't want to put that out there, you know, or anything. But, I'd only say, even if you're sore after a workout, go to the gym the next day. Don't hit the same thing, obviously, but hit the next muscle group. Let's say you did biceps, and your biceps are absolutely sore. Well, you can still do chest the next day. You can still do legs. Same with chest. Okay, my chest is sore now. My chest and triceps are sore. You still got legs. You still got back to do. You know? So, there's always something that you can do, even if you're sore. Just don't train the same things every day. Like, that's something I see with a lot of guys is they train what they feel like doing. Right? You should have a structured program of knowing what you're going to hit that next day. For me, I do. I have a 6-day week split. Chest, triceps, back, biceps, maybe some shoulders in there. Maybe shoulders the day before, and legs, and then repeat. You know? And then I'll hit something a little more and a little less one day. Like, let's say my biceps from my work, because I overtrain them sometimes from work and working out, because my work is a physical job. I'll do only 3 sets of biceps that day, or 4 sets, right? And then I'll do an extra 2 sets of back, or vice versa. You know, I messed up my my back a little bit, and I can still train like maybe the upper back. I'll just kind of hold off on training lower back, anything that coexists with that, and then train 6-7 sets of biceps. But I'm kind of yapping a little too much now, and I like to jam out into my music. Let's get in the gym. I hope you guys kind of understand what I'm saying, but yeah, I'll see you guys in a sec. First movement, as per usual, we got an incline dumbbell bench. For this movement, try to just squeeze the upper chest and stretch as much as you can by the dumbbells going down as far as you can. Train heavy with this. Go around the 4 to 8 rep range. 2 sets total as well. All right, now we're neglecting the upper chest once again. We're going to be doing 2 to 3 sets for this. And this, just get a great stretch in the bottom, squeeze to the top. And when you get to the top range of motion, extend your arms just a little bit more so you get a little bit better of a stretch. And make sure your elbows are a little bent so you get more of a natural kind of stretching feel for it rather than just like a full stretch, because you might hurt your shoulders a little bit more that way. Now we just have something for the lower and mid pecs. So we're going to be doing around 5 to 10 reps for this, about 2 sets. And just make sure you get a great squeeze at the top. Go really slow on the way down for a better feel and a better stretch. Now we just got some tricep push downs. Train heavy with these, obviously. Train in the 4 to 6 rep range. Make sure you're doing partials at the end. And train around the 2 to 3 set range. Now we're hitting the long head, which is the outside part of your tricep to make your arm look thicker from the side. And make sure you're keeping your elbows in and tucked. Train around the 5 to 15 rep range. Just keep it kind of lighter. Make sure it's not too light where you're not getting anything out of it. Go as low as you can and extend partially all the way up. Stop at like 75%. And then just go back down. 2 sets. This last move is almost just to get a pump. Still good for blood flow, so I would do it at the either very, very beginning or the very, very last exercise. But unless your cables can go a little bit more, but that pad is on my back, so I have a little bit more stabilization rather than using my feet and weight for stabilization. But squeeze in the middle, squeeze in the pecs. You're gonna feel in your triceps and the middle part of your pecs. And train around the 10 to 15 rep range. Like I said, it's a very kind of just pump movement. Train 1 to 3 sets for this. Howdy, howdy. We're done. Pretty good day today. Okay, so I'll explain on my video, but that last chest workout was not gonna be intended. Doing it every chest and try workout now. My triceps got pretty pumped. My chest, I can't really see it. Got super pumped at the end there. But really good workout. Overall, thought everything was pretty good. I can't complain about anything, dude. Like seriously, nothing was bad during that. Well, other than I really didn't get PRs today as much as I wanted to. Like I didn't increase my weight in anything, and actually I got a little weaker today. And that just could be I didn't get as much sleep last night as the previous days prior. Like I only got like a good 6.5, 7 hours of sleep. I mean like a little bit more, but still. I worked in the morning, everything, and I was already feeling tired and everything, so but that's no excuse. I still had an intense workout, you know. That's all that matters at the end of it, you know. I still pushed myself as much as I could, so I can't complain, you know. That's the great thing about it. That's the beauty of it. I may have not had the best workout. I may have not, like, you know, increased my weight or anything, but the workout overall was a good one, right? I got a good pump. I had a good mindset throughout the whole thing. I was very focused. I was very locked in, you know. I want to start. I might go back to pre-workouts because right now I'm just doing energy drinks, and they're pretty good, right? I did a Monster today, which is only 160 milligrams of caffeine, but there's no like L-thyrine or whatever and beta-alanine. There's none of that stuff in there, right? Gorilla Mind cans have that. I think they have the L-theanine stuff. The C-Bums cans have like the energy drink, Chris's Secret Stuff or whatever it's called. That stuff has beta-alanine in it, and I remember it has like 3.2 grams or whatever, something small. Pretty sure it's small. I haven't taken pre-workout in so long, so I forget what's a large and small amount of that stuff. But I remember I drank that. Dude, the beta-alanine had me itching so much during my workout. Like, I haven't felt that way. Because when I used to take them, I never got that itchy feeling ever again because I was too, I was too dependent on, not too dependent, but I just took it all the time, so I didn't really get that feeling as much. But, but when I took that, I was like, holy crap, I'm itchy. I remember what this feeling is like. I don't know if you guys can remember your first time ever taking pre-workout. So I knew about the itchy stuff, but I didn't like understand how I'd be itchy or whatever. And I remember making my friends take it. And what was I gonna say? But I remember when I took it, it was one of my basement workouts, and I remember, I think I drink energy drinks beforehand sometimes, and most of the time I just did like caffeine-free workouts, which that's a very that never happens now. Like I haven't done a pre-workout list or an energy drink list workout in months, right? But I remember the first time I took the pre-workout, it was bucked up, dude. Never in my life have I felt like there were fire ants biting me all over my body. And as a guy, I don't know if this is how it is for you guys or whoever, dude, my nuts and my asshole were itching the whole time. Like, it was like, it feels like the Pop Rocks or whatever, the candy, Pop Rock candy, and it's like that sound in your mouth. That's how it feels all over your body. It's a crazy experience, and the first time you ever experience it, it's more enhanced because you don't know, like that, you don't know that feeling, and when you get it, you're like, holy crap, dude, this is the most insane thing. And my girl, she took it, and she thought she got poisoned because she needed energy or something. She was sleepy or whatever, so she took pre-workout, and hers was even worse than mine. She had this pop whatever, some pop like the red, white, and blue popsicle flavor, and she took that pre, and that pre was actually not bad. But I remember she said it was making her tweak in the store in Walmart, and I think that's so funny to think about how everyone has their like little experiences with beta-alanine and how it makes them all like kind of react the same way, because that stuff is kind of crazy, man, but I remember I always, about a year ago, I always wanted to try the Jacked Pre, which had like the DMAA stuff, I think it is. It was the banned one. It was the Jack 3D one. Whatever that stuff had in it. Apparently it got banned and everything, and it was a super bad pre-workout for your health and all that crap. I always wanted to try it personally, just because it's like, I hear all these people saying how bad it is for you, but it's like, it's just pre-workout. But I know some people overdosed on it because they took like 2 or 3 scoops of it, which that's crazy that I think they might have taken more, but I don't know. I still wish I got to try that stuff, and I don't think I've ever had DMAA in my life, ever. And I'm pretty sure it's like you only take that once in a while, because that's like, it's bad for your health, I think I've heard. I don't know. I'm gonna try it one day on like a leg day, or I don't know. I just want to try it one of the days because it makes you ultra focused, and I want to know if that's very true or not. But we're done here. I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll be some Back and biceps. I don't know why I couldn't think about that. Well, actually, I know why. There's a guy behind me in the car that I thought looked like my dad for a second. I'm like, wait, that's not his car and everything, but that's not him. I was like, what the hell? But I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.